Hi y'all, this is Eva from the book blog astripedarmchair.wordpress.com, and obviously today I am recording my vlog out in my backyard. Sorry about that. Instead of in the living room. I've been wanting to record a vlog in my backyard for a while, but it's tricky to find the right combination of light and no neighbors out so they don't think I'm crazy. Anyway, I have a ton of books to talk about this week, so I'm not going to be able to ramble on as much as I usually do. And I've divided them by categories, so we're going to do it that way. First up are the books I got for the Canada Challenge. It's funny, I joined this because I barely read any Canadian books, and then last month I read 5, and this month I've got 5 more checked out, so it definitely has achieved its purpose. The Cellist of Sarajevo by Stephen, Holloway? Galloway. Sorry about that. I love that cover. I did my senior honors thesis, which was over 100 pages on the reconstruction of Bosnia, so that's close to my heart. Obasan by Joy Kogawa, which is about Japanese Canadians who had to go to internment camps. I didn't realize that Canada did that as well as America, so I'm curious. In the Skin of the Lion by Michael Ondaatje. I have no clue how to pronounce his name. I listened to one of his other books, Divasidario or something, a couple years ago, and I didn't like it, but I like to give authors another chance. Green Grass Running Water by Thomas King, which is a Native Canadian, he's a Native Canadian author, Native American, I don't know what to say. And finally, Someone Knows My Name by Lawrence Hill, which in the rest of the world is being published as The Book of Negroes, which I think is a better title, but that's okay. And isn't that cool, the end paper? I thought that was really neat. I didn't realize how huge this was, but I'm still excited about it. So the November Novella Challenge is just for this month, and so I got quite a few little books that I'm going to be reading for it, and I'll probably have more next week. The Girl Who Played Go by Shan Sa, which is set in China. Oh, this is actually for the China Challenge. I lied. Sorry about that. Hard Boiled and Hard Luck by Banana Yoshimoto. I read her book Kitchen, which had 2 novellas in it, in January, and I loved it. Jamaica Kincaid's Annie John. This is her first book. I have a feeling I'm going to really like her, so I wanted to start at the beginning. For some reason, I was confusing her with the author Jean Rhys, who wrote the prequel to Jane Eyre, which I didn't like, so I had been avoiding her, but then I realized I was being silly. The Girl with the Golden Shoes by Colin Channer, which is set in the Caribbean as well, and I just love that title and this whole cover, and it's got the little bookend thingies that I use for bookmarks. I love that. It's my favorite trade paperback thing. Little Starved Bella Lua by Brazilian Luana Monteiro. I'm excited since I'm slightly obsessed with Brazil, but I've never read a female Brazilian author. And let's see, I think this one is for the Novella Challenge too. Where We Once Belonged by Cia Fiago, which is, she's a Samoan author. So, gonna stick around Oceania for a while even though the New Zealand Challenge is over. Then, I barely got any nonfiction this week, but I did get 4. The Restless Sleep by Stacey Horn. This is true crime, which is not a genre I read a lot of, but the cover's really pretty, and it's for Citizen Readers book group discussion online. Sorry, thought my neighbor was coming home. Okay. A Long Way Gone, Memoirs of a Boy Soldier by Ishmael Biha. This is for the What's in a Name Challenge, which Annie hosts. Oh, my neighbor is coming home. And I decided to pick books by Africans for that challenge, which was a bit tricky. But I'm sure this one is going to be really depressing, but sometimes we have to read depressing things. And finally, 2 books for the Women Unbound Challenge, which I'm really excited about. First up is Persepolis by Marjane Satrapi, which is a really famous graphic memoir about Iran. And then Women in Intimate Geography by Natalie Angier. I did not like her book, her other science book that I read, The Canon, but I want to give her another chance, and Anna told me that I should check this out and read it and see if she should buy it or not. That cover is a little risque, which is impressive since it's only 2 lines. Then I was checking my numbers because earlier this year I resolved to read 50% of my fiction by authors of color. And I had been doing really well, but then I rechecked my numbers and I had suddenly fallen behind in the international category. I'm not sure why. I think because I'm counting Brits for international, and usually I don't do that. So I went a little crazy and got quite a few books by international authors of color. So here they are. Secrets by Nuruddin Farah. He's Somalian. David's Story by Zoe Wycombe. She is South African. I like that cover too. I'm not sure who the artist is. A Secret for Julia by Patricia Sagasti Zabel. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but my cat is at the screen door meowing at me for no apparent reason. He's not allowed out. And this one is by, I think, an Argentinian? Yeah, and I've been wanting to read fiction by an Argentine author and failing miserably, so hopefully I'll have better luck with the female authors than the male. Ali and Nino by Corbin Said, which is a pseudonym for a guy born in Baku, so that's exciting. Baku's the capital of Azerbaijan, by the way. The Lady, the Chef, and the Courtesan, which is by a Venezuelan author, Marisol. I don't know why she doesn't have a last name, but there we go. Looks like a pretty sexy read. Oh, stop! What's wrong? Sorry, I don't know why my cat's acting up. And then for the Orbis Terrarium Challenge, I'm going to Portugal with The Mayas by Essa de Queiroz. I'm sure that Anna's going to be like, yeah, that's not how you pronounce that. This is a classic. It's from the 1800s, and you know I love classics, so I'm excited about it. But if it doesn't work out, Anna did a great list of recommended Portugal reads, so I'll just switch to that. Finally, we have some books that would count for the RIP challenge, except it's over, but I don't believe in stopping scary reading just because Halloween is past, and some mysteries. Oh, and a random one. Some random ones, too. I need to organize my books better. So, A Dark Dividing by Sarah Rain. Lit Love recently did a review of a different book by this author and said it was really creepy. And do you see the twins? Yeah, creepy. There Once Lived a Woman Who Tried to Kill Her Neighbor's Baby by Lyudmila Petrushevskaya? Yeah. And this is a collection of scary fairy tales. I love that cover too. From the Dust Returned by Ray Bradbury. This is actually for the November Novella Challenge too. And I'm really excited since I loved Something Wicked This Way Comes. Then the mysteries are Still Life by Louise Penny, another one for the Canadian Challenge. She's been getting a lot of press among book blogs lately. And Wife of the Gods by Quay Corti, which is a new mystery series set in Ghana. So I'm excited about that. And 3 left. These 3 were just because. That's why they were in that pile. Okay. La Perdida by Jessica Abel, which I think Andy just did a review of a different book by her, but this one is about a Mexican-American who moves to Mexico City to try to find herself. And you know me, I'm all about the expats. Little Bee by Chris Cleave. I really don't want to read this, but that World Travelers Book Club that I'm trying out at the library, it's their selection for this month. So I haven't actually decided if I'm going to read it or not. I really didn't like their last selection, and this one just sounds depressing. I don't like reading about prostitutes. Okay. Finally, The Calligrapher's Daughter by Eugenia Kim, which I've been on the list on forever, ever since Jill did a great review of it. And it finally came in. So there we go. Hopefully I stayed within 10 minutes. Sorry about all the rambling and interruptions. This is my first time recording it outside, but I hope that you share all the loot that you've gotten from your library, and I'll see you next week. Bye, guys.